Alright, what's up everybody? It is I, your travel god of extreme, Peter Joseph here for video number 2. On your Thursday evening, May the 29th, 2025. Thank you all for watching this particular video right here on the official Peter Joseph YouTube wrestling channel, youtube.com/Peter Joseph. Make sure you like the video, hit that subscribe button down there inside of my pants, otherwise known as the description box below. So show this channel and my other channels your love and support. Leave a comment on the video if you like. You don't have to, but if you want to, do not, and I repeat, do not leave stupid comments. You'll get blocked, sent to the Shadow Realm, put in an Iron Maiden, and Satan will eat your soul. So please follow the rules or get out. Simple as that. Share the video all over the internet. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And don't forget to tap that bell, turn on all notifications so you don't miss the next one, because you miss anything, well, you suck. You pretty much suck and you're SOL, and you know what that means. I don't have to tell you. Just look it up, you don't know what it means, and that's that. And if you're here for the first time, well, welcome to the party, pal. We hope you enjoy the ride. Sit back, relax, grab that cold one, and enjoy the show. If you like it, great, get out of here. Go on somebody else's channel and go fuck yourself too. That's that. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. It was a little bit overcast today. Now it's beautiful. The sun is out before it actually sets in about a half hour or so. So, first part of the day, not so good. Second part, beautiful. Beautiful 69 degrees here in the Northeast. Gonna rain tomorrow night into early Saturday. Saturday's a washout for you people who have plans this weekend. Might have to bring the umbrella Friday night, and definitely stay home on Saturday. So we'll see what happens with that. But be safe and be well on the final official weekend of May, and then we begin the first day of, we'll begin the first official week of June, the new month, June, on Sunday. So we're at the halfway point, my friends, of 2025. So let's start the second half off with a good old-fashioned Gilmore Cutter-like bang. And we'll see what happens with there. We'll see what happens as we go into the second half of the year. That's that. But I hope all of you had a great day today, and I hope you have a great weekend as well. And that's that. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, really quickly, it is time for your late and out-of-date AEW Dynamite review from last night, May the 28th, 2025, the aftermath of a very good Double or Nothing pay-per-view event in Glendale, Arizona, well, Phoenix, whatever you want to call it. We have the men's and women's Owen Hart champs in Hangman Adam Page and the CEO Mercedes Moné. We're going to hear from both of them. And then also we got a TNT title match with my good buddy. You know him as Chugs, but we know him as Adam Cole, baby. And he had to take on Kyle Fletcher, and Kyle Fletcher, get the popcorn ready. That's all I got to say about that. But other things are going on as we got a 4-hour show next week. We got Dynamite and Collision on next week. 4-hour show, different stations. So we're going to go to TNT. After Dynamite on CBS, we're going to go right to TNT because the NBA, the Eastern and Western Conference Finals will be over. Hopefully, tonight it'll be over. So we get Collision at 8 and not 11:30. Depending on what the Knicks do tonight, I hope they choke, but we'll see what happens with that. So next week, Collision will be on a special Wednesday edition because of Fyter Fest. And yeah, like I said, Collision will be at 10 o'clock live on TNT. So it feels like going from Collision to Battle of the Belts, per se, even though it was on the same station, but you know what I'm talking about. Alright, so we got that. and few matches for Collision this Saturday night, and not really much for Fyter Fest yet, but we'll probably get what's coming on Fyter Fest this coming Saturday night. But anyway, we are emanating from the El Paso County Coliseum in El Paso, Texas, the hometown of my good buddy Eddie Guerrero de C. Eddie, you're home! I know I'm home! I never left! Well, what are you doing up there with the halo? Leave me alone! Okay. But we're at Eddie's house in El Paso, Texas. And as always, our commentary team, the man behind the Max, Excalibur. We have the biggest Met fan I know. He was not happy yesterday with yesterday's horrible loss to the White Sox. At least it took 2 or 3. But it is what it is. That's the biggest Met fan I know, Taz. And Ian Wicca Boring. And Tony Baloney Schiavone as well. So we start off in the ring with Tony Baloney. He brings out the men's Owen Hart Cup champion, and that's the Hangman, Adam Page. He's about to come out and do some cowboy shit. So he comes out, says what matters is not the win or the loss. It's what you decide to do with it that matters. He mentions that Double Nothing, 2 guys knew one had to lose. He thanks Will Oceanspray for the fight of his life and for reminding him why he needed to do this in the first place. He says Oceanspray can be the type of man that carries the company forward. He's like, I do not hold the title, and I don't need to defend this title, so I'm going to return it to the Owen Hart Foundation. Okay. He says, I will return the Owen Hart Foundation title. Not a title, you just win. It's like a tournament. You win a belt, technically. It's not, you don't have to defend it. Anyway, so he gives it to Tony Baloney. Then he reminds us that what the AEW Men's World Heavyweight title is all about. And then he makes the fans a promise in 7 weeks, about 45 days or so, here in Texas. It's going to be at the Texas Ranger Stadium, Global Life Field, I believe it is, in Texas, July the 12th. Adam Page will win the AEW World title for the second time and free it from the Death Riders. And then, whose house? Swerve's house. So we have Swerve with my good buddy Prince Nana. They come out, and Swerve reminds us that the Young Bucks, Nicholas and Matthew Jackson, told us they cost Swerve the title for Hangman. Collusion? I think so. So then Swerve reminds us of Page's most recent promise that he won't let Swerve become champion ever again. And Swerve's like, hey Hangman, what's, you in cahoots with the Bucks? What's going on here? So Adam Page is like, well, dumbass, at Dynasty, I locked my eyes on you, and then I did the same to Moxley, and for one godforsaken second, I even thought about helping you. And he's like, if I wanted to cost you that match, I would have done it myself to your face, because I've done it before. And Swerve's like, well, that sounds good, but you're still full of shit. Well, we'll get serious now. And then Will Oceanspray comes out, reach for the sky, whoa! Bam! He comes out, and everybody's like, holy shit! And he tries to play Peacekeeper. That didn't work out for him. And Oceanspray says, I hate getting involved in your business, Swerve. I look at you like a big brother, but you're very wrong about the Hangman. And then he tells Swerve that Adam Page cares about AEW, and he had the same feeling about Swerve when he lost to him last year. And he's like, look around, people are starting to believe in us again. They love us. And he says, I hate saying this to you, but it's not you, and it's not me. It's Hangman. Okay? Then Oceanspray says that they can make this easier on Adam Page if they all work together. Me, you, and the Hangman, and then Sue's like, shut the fuck up. Smacks the mic away from Ocean Spray, and Ocean Spray's like, whoa, easy. Calm down. And then off mic, Swerve tells him, I will never work with that son of a bitch ever again, and you know that. So Hangman tells Ocean Spray, I'll never work with that motherfucker again either. Can we all just get along, man? I think eventually they will team up and beat people up, but I mean, we'll have to see. But crazy segment to start the show, 3.5 out of 5 stars, and that's that. Alright, off and running on Dynamite. Alright, match number 1, we get to an intergender trios match. We see the Death Riders coming into the building. Claudio's in a pickup truck. So we see John Moxley, Gabriel Kidd, Marina Shafir, and the guy that needs to take a bus to work, and that's William Yuta, because he's broke. Anyway, they take on the team of the Resident Fun Girl, Willow Nightingale, bam! And the funky chicken himself, Mark Briscoe, and we pay homage to the great man that he is, his brother, up there in heaven, crazy as shit, going buck wild. And that's you, sir, Jay Briscoe. Reach for the sky, boy. Alright, and they team up with Speedball, Mike Bailey. This was a, pretty good match, minus what happened at Anarchy in the Arena. All these men and women are banged up. We get a military press through a table, and he puts Speedball Bailey in a flying mascara before military pressing him through that table, like I said. And they were just beating up Speedball for a while, and then eventually Mark Briscoe comes in. We see Chris Statlander in the back. She's still got a little thing with Willow. Still pissed off at her. Who isn't? But Alright, then we get Mark Briscoe gets the hot tag with an injury on Mox, some overhand palm strikes for Gabe Kidd. Gabe Kidd decides to bite the forehead of Mark, and that was already carved up and everything. He was bleeding like a faucet at Battleground, especially in this match with Ricochet, and then he came out and tried to help in the Anarchy in the Arena match. Blah, blah, blah. Still bleeding like a pig. And then he tosses him with a high collar suplex. And then Speedball comes, we get a cannonball by Willow on the far side to Marina Shafir. And a triangle moonsault to Mike Bailey to Mox. Mark goes up top with William Utah, and Marina Shafir get up there, and they get knocked down to the floor. And then Mark gets Froggy Boo in the ring, goes for a cover, 1, 2, kick out by Gabe Kidd, and then Mark tries to go for the J-Driller, but Gabe Kidd fights out of it, and then Claudio comes in to distract Mark, and then Commander, where did you come from, and why are you in this match? Well, Commander is facing Claudio on Collision this Saturday in that qualifying matches to see who faces Kenny for the Intercontinental title at Fyter Fest. So we already know one guy is in, and that's Brody King. We'll get to... Then we have Claudio and Commander. Then we have a Luchador match on Collision to see the other qualifier. I think it's Chaselo and Templario. One of the Luchadors. Let's just put it that way. I think it's Mascara Dolada and Hichesalo, I believe, in that qualifier on Saturday night. So those two winners from Saturday go on to face Brody King and Kenny for the Intercontinental title at Fyter Fest. And I think Kenny will retain, obviously. We move on with that, because I think Kenny's got a date with Okada I think to maybe unify the belts or just to get 2 belts. So we'll see what happens with that. Alright, anyway, Commander comes out and walks the ropes and hits a flippy dippity doo on Claudio. And then Moxley locks in the Bulldog choke. Mark counts with a roll up for a near fall. Then a quick paradigm shift to Mark. And then Mox locks the Bulldog choke back on. And then Speedball Mike Bailey tries to get involved. And Gabe Kidd basically blocked Aubrey Edwards. I'm like, what's going on? Why didn't you just, do something? Do something! Do something! So anyway, Gabe Kidd blocks Speedball Mike Bailey from saving him, and Willow does the same to Marina Shafir, and then Mark Briscoe just passed out. So the Death Riders get the win in a crazy, wild match. 3 out of 5 stars, and that's it. Let me move on. Alright, then we go to the back, where we see MVP telling us this was just the beginning. He's not in the back. It's like a little video. MVP tells us this was just the beginning for the new Hurt Syndicate. And then Maxwell Jacob Fartknocker says, Bobby Lashley and Shelton Baby, Shelton Benjamin are the best tag team in the world today. Debatable. And he's on his way to get back his Triple B, the world title. And when it comes to the Hurt Syndicate, it's not personal. It's just business. Okay. That was pretty good. Pretty good promo from the new Hurt Syndicate. I still think Cedric's going to join them and kick MJF out pretty soon, but we'll see what happens with that. Alright, moving along with that. Alright, then we get a Megan Bayne promo. She's there with her good friend Penelope Ford as Mega Bad. And they do a promo on Anna Jay, the woman with a fat ass and a mean attitude. And Holly Cameron, as Match number 2 starts, it's a street fight, or no disqualification, street fight. So, they beat the crap out of each other. At one point, Megan had, Harley jumped on Megan Bayne, and then Megan Bayne basically picked her up and then slammed her face first onto the ring steps. Ow! And then Doc Samson had to come around and see if Harley was still alive, and then we see her nose is busted wide open. And while inside the ring, Anna Jay delivers a Noshigami to Penelope Ford on the chair. And then, not to be outdone, Megan Bayne breaks up the pin, and then she picks up Anna, hits face descent on the chair, and Anna Jay's nose was broke. Those sexy noses, are obliterated. They don't look good anymore. Anyway, Harley breaks up the pin, but eats a lariato for a near fall. And then Megan and Penelope pick up Harley in a Doomsday device, and yeah, botched. It looked so botched because Penelope overshot it and barely hit Harley, but Harley sold it like she got hit. Go for the pin, 1, 2, 3. Match was garbage. I'm sorry to all 4 ladies, but, could have been way better. But still, I gave it 2.25 out of 5 stars, and that's that. Alright, then we see a lowrider coming into the parking lot, and in the car is the CEO, Mercedes Money, CEO. She's in El Paso. She's, coming into the parking lot in style in one of Eddie Guerrero's cars. Eddie, did you approve that? It's okay, I get it back anyway. Are you sure about that? You doubt me? Perdón, pendejo, cabrón. I'm sorry, Eddie, I didn't mean it. I'm sorry. Can I have one of your cars? Well, I'll send you one right away. Okay, thank you. Rolling in my 6-4 with all the hookers saying, but let me ride. Hell yeah. Dr. Drizzy and a Snoop Doggy Dog. That's real rap, not mumble rap crap by Kendrick Lamar. Fuck him, fuck that other guy, MGK, who can't even rap and does horrible rock covers. He butchered a classic by the Goo Goo Dolls. Him and some other bitch. I don't know who the fuck this bitch is. Did Iris. They covered Iris and it sounded really, really bad. And you thought him singing Ariel's was bad on the Howard Stern show. Oh. Go on YouTube and find that video and, tell me how bad that is. And then he has a new video, a rap video called Cliche. Horrible! No wonder Megan Fox got rid of that fucker. Because he's a fucking douche. He's a wannabe. He was good like 10 years ago. Now, not so much. You're not a rocker. You're a horrible rapper. And Eminem basically ripped your balls off in that battle. Eminem ripped them apart. And I loved it. And we liked it. Alright, moving on. Alright, so Mercedes Monet's in the building. And she has a face-to-face showdown with Timeless Tony Storm. We'll get to them later. Alright, match number 3. This could have been an email, or if Rampage was still around, this could have been on Rampage. We get the Ops, the Trios champions, Samoa Joe, Shibata, and Powerhouse Will Hobbs. They surprisingly defend the Trios titles against Frat House. That's Preston Vance, Whit Garrison, and 2 Dimes, Cole Carter, and they beat him in I don't even know how much time. It felt like 3 minutes. Did I say 3 minutes? Hobbs comes in, spine busters everybody, including the fake people that are in the Frat House. I think Jax Gimson got a spine buster for his trouble. Everybody's getting spine busted by Will Hobbs, and then he eventually spine busters Cole Carter. 1, 2, 3, they get the win, and I didn't give 2 fucks. And that's that. Alright, then we go to a commercial. We come back with the remarkable Renee Paquette in the ring. She brings out Jamie Hayter, who had a pretty, a good match. Not so great showing. She didn't get the win over Mercedes in the Owen Hart Women's Finals. So Renee's trying to ask her about what happened, what's next for her, and then the lights go out, and I'm like, I wonder who'd be coming out now. Sabu! No, not Sabu. So we go to the Tron, and then we see this spider-like logo come up, and we've seen that before. We didn't know what it was. And then the bad camera work, because we go in the ring, the lights come up, and Penelope's basically on her back. She's basically dead. And then we see from Stardom, Thekla. We remember Thekla, don't we, Athena? We saw Thekla at Wrestle Dynasty and at New Year's Dash, and she beat the fuck out of Athena. Athena retained the Ring of Honor Forever Championship. But Thekla, we've seen her little Bray Wyatt type things. We see the spider during the broadcasts and everything. So she is now officially All Elite. So Thekla is here, and I guess her first feud is against Jamie Hayter. Okay. But my girl, Mina went on Twitter, is like, you bitch! Go away, bitch! Shut up! Mina does not like Thekla. If you've seen their matches in New Japan Strong and Stardom, well, basically in Stardom, they do not like each other, and Athena does not like her too. So I wouldn't be surprised if we run that back for the Ring of Honor Women's Forever title. Or Thekla goes after Mercedes Moné and beats the fuck out of her. I'll be for that. Alright, so Spider Lady, Thekla is All Elite. She she basically murdered Jamie Hayter, and then she looks in the camera, takes off her jacket, and then does a spider. I'm like, ah! Ah! I've seen that from Bray Wyatt! You creep me out! Miss, don't do that! And then she just like transitioned like, you creep me out, Thekla. Be nice. You be nice to me. Be nice to me, Thekla. I'll have to, I'll have to, take out the whip and kick your ass. Not in a good way either. And then lay down the pipe and then make you like me. But it is what it is. So Thekla is all elite, and then we get a spider on the Tron. And that's that. Alright, so not the greatest, I didn't like the camera work from in that, the lights go out, and then we go to the Tron, we see the spider logo of Thekla, and then the lights go out, and then we cut back to the ring, and freaking Jamie Hayter's down in a heap. I'm like, what happened? Bad production. Alright, we got that. Alright, so I'm happy Thekla's in there. Alright. We move on. Alright, they'll get a video package, I don't know why, for Mystico. So we get a Sin Cara. Why do we get a Sin Cara video package? Hey, he's still here! Anyway, we get that. Alright, match number 4 for the TNT title. We got Adam Cole! Baby! By himself, he comes out and takes on the Protostar Kyle Fletcher, who comes out with Don Callis and the big man Lance Archer. Everybody dies. This was a pretty good match. At one point, they go to the outside, and then Fletcher caught Adam Cole, baby, lacking with a super kick. Then he almost legit killed Adam Cole. He tried to do a 8-point powerbomb and missed completely. Sped up. You can see that Adam Cole did not hit the apron, but it felt like you heard it. But if you slow it down, you see that his arm and elbow smashed to bits. And then Cole's like, my head! And Adam Cole's had a lot of concussions in his career, and I've seen them all too. So I was scared. I was like, oh no, he's dead. I'm like, you just killed him, you son of a bitch! And from what I heard, higher-ups and people in the back are really mad at Kyle Fletcher for doing that. Oh, if I was Tony Khan, I'd fire him immediately. It's an accident. Fuck you almost killed a guy. You were this close to killing him. Stupid fuck. Back to fucking Britain, you bum. Bluff. And that's that. Alright, but anyway, Cole was still well enough to finish the match, thankfully. Kyle tried for the Bling Buster. Adam Cole countered it with collateral damage on the knee. Hits Panama City Sunrise. And then he takes off the knee pad. He's trying to lower the boom. But then Josh Alexander hits the ring. And basically cost his good buddy, his teammate, Kyle Fletcher, the match and the title as he levels Cole. And thankfully we get a DQ. Not something you see in AEW, but we got a disqualification, so that's that. Match could have been better without that horrible spot. So I gave the match 2.5 out of 5 stars, and that's that. And then after the match, the big old beatdown on Adam Cole, and then somebody I didn't think was going to save him, Brody King comes out, and then basically, beats up everybody. And then we go to commercial, we come back with Brody King taking on Josh Alexander with Don Callis and Lance Archer still at ringside. And the winner of this match qualifies for the Fatal 4-Way Intercontinental title match with Kenny. Kenny's already in, obviously, because he's the champ, and he has to face 3 other guys. So, like I said, and I spoiled it, Brody King got the win over Josh Alexander after a Gladiator and a Gunzo bomb. 1, 2, 3, he gets the win, and he goes on to Fyter Fest to take on Kenny and 2 other people. And we'll see what happens with that. Alright, so I gave that match 3 out of 5 stars. Then we go to the back. Kyle Fletcher's in the back. You know, he's all mad. And he's pissed off, obviously. I mean, you know, he's just mad that he didn't win the TNT title. He says, I should be standing here with the TNT title, and I don't need anybody's help. Oh, really? You don't need your boyfriend's help there, Kyle? And then, as he's talking, Adam Cole, baby, jumps in, and they brawl, and security and referees have to break it up. So I think they're gonna run it back. I don't know when. Cole's not hurt, but his arm and elbow are pretty damaged. So it might not be next week at Fyter Fest. It might be maybe I would wait a while and have this match at All In and have Cole beat the fuck out of Kyle Fletcher. But I mean, we'll see what happens with that. That's that. So you piss off Adam Cole, you piss off people that watch Chugs too. So we need to see Chugs and to see him play the video games, even though now his elbow is kind of fucked. You can still play video games. You're like, my elbow. Look at that. All right. So then we get to the final segment. Mercedes Moné, the CEO. Well, technically, 4 Belts Moné is back because she has the Women's Owen Hart title. She comes out and shouts out, Eddie Guerrero. She shouted you out, Eddie. Oh, I love Mercedes. She's like a sister to me. She's very sexy. Well, I mean, not like Joni, my mamacita. Well, you watch yourself. It's okay. I will lay down the pipe later. Okay. Be easy with that ass, you know? Calm down. Calm down. It's not all about, drilling and shit. I mean, take it easy. I'll take it easy. Okay. Bye, Eddie. Bye, muchachos. I gotta go. Adios. Okay, moving on. Alright, then, so she shouts out Eddie Guerrero, but then says legends like him don't even compare to her. She said that about me? That bitch! Well, I would say the other word, but I can't say that. It rhymes with, computer. But, we move on. Anyway, then, Timeless Tony Storm comes out, looking great as always. And, they go back and forth and everything. And, basically, Tony says, I waited 441 days for you. And basically, you showed up on a show named after you. I guess that's the, what was that show called? Big Money or something like that in Boston. Whatever it is. 1 title's made history, remained undefeated. Mercedes says, I'm the Beyonce of women's wrestling, Sir Bard. And I don't have to introduce myself. And then she tells Tony, she says, Tony, you're different than I was 10 years ago. I'm no longer a boss, I'm a CEO. Okay. Tony says, well, we're similar. We had it all, but left to follow their true dream to AEW. Surprising, no WWE reference there, but okay, we'll go with that. Mercedes may want all the belts, but Tony only wants 1. She's lied, prayed, and died in blood for the title. And if you want to ride a Monet train through the Tony Tunnel, you better get deep enough. Oh. Really now? I guess Juice Robinson's dick ain't deep enough. Tony. Just saying. Anyway, so Tony believes that Mercedes is the greatest of all time. But unfortunately, I happen to be timeless, Tony Storm, timeless, darling. So Mercedes is like, well, I'll see you at All In. And then she extends her hand, maybe for a code of honor. And then they actually do have a code of honor. You'll love to see it. But then Mercedes pulls Tony in tight. And then Tony Storm looked like they were about to kiss. So I was like, hey now. We got some HLA going on. But she starts sniffing her, maybe like, what perfume are you wearing tonight? Sure isn't dead pussy. No. Anyway. And then Mercedes tries to hit her finisher, the Monet Maker, Tony, and then Tony reversed it, tries to hit the Storm Zero, I think on the belt, but both women leave the ring, and they start staring at each other. Then we have a dance contest, and Tony Storm's like writhing in the freaking ring. It's great. It was great. Alright, so the start of their feud begins, and we'll see where it goes in the next month or so, because we got Fyter Fest next week. We got Summer Blockbuster, I think it's the week after that, or the week, 2 weeks after Fyter Fest. That's going to be a big show. We got Grand Slam Mexico coming up around the same time frame. There's lots of things you can do with Tony and Mercedes. I think it'll be a great match at All In. I just hope Tony Storm wins, because we all know Mercedes is probably gonna win, and then hold like 50 belts again, and then who's gonna beat her for said belts? The Red Pro belt is probably gonna be gone soon. I don't know when the next Red Pro show is, but I really hope that somebody beats Mercedes for those belts, because who cares about the Red Pro women's unified women's belt? Who cares? But somebody's gonna beat her for the TBS title. I'm thinking maybe Thekla, and then for the women's title, that's probably who knows on that one. Maybe Tony gets it back for the 4th time, but we'll see what happens with that. All right, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm actually gonna go watch TNA tonight on Access, so that's coming up in a few minutes. So we got that. But I will do my TNA review on Saturday. I would do it tomorrow, but I'm going to be out all freaking day. I know that makes some people happy, but fuck you. I'll be in New York City most of the day, so I got things to do in the city, so. And plus, the missus is meeting me up there, so we got all that. So, but we will be watching SmackDown at in a nice little bar/restaurant tomorrow night. So I will be watching SmackDown, but I'll give the review later Friday night on my Kill Demons channel. Then we'll talk about TNA Ring of Honor on Saturday, and we'll get you ready for Collision late Saturday night. So or Saturday evening at 8 o'clock if the Knicks lose tonight, which we hope they do. But we'll see what happens with that, because the game's about to start. Actually, since I got that, since I have picture-in-picture, we're gonna do that. All right, it's tip-off time. No, I didn't say Tiffy time. Daddy, what? I'm trying to do something here. But you said my name, Tiffy time, Daddy. You don't yell at me. I'm sorry. Sunshine, I'm sorry. Here. Here's my credit card. Can you go get me, go get some, dinner. With you and Marcel. Go have a nice dinner. On me. Okay, Daddy. I love you. Bye. Okay. That's my girl. Alright, so Dynamite wasn't that bad. And I'm going to give it, 7 out of 10 stars. That's how I feel. My show, my ratings, and that's it. Alright guys, I'm going to get out of here. I might be back later with your official Monday Night Raw review over on my main channel. So, 3 for Thursday, possibly coming your way tonight. And that's that. Alright guys, I'm out of here. Until next time, peace.